Hello, hi, very happy good evening. So this is Krishna and we've been talking about the story of life on earth, and that's biology. So welcome to my new beginning series. So today we're going to discuss critical thinking questions from the chapter Digestion, Absorption and Breathing and Exchange of Gas. So thank you so much for joining my lecture on time. So though I'm late, I'm really sorry for the inconvenience caused. So thank you so much for joining my lecture today. So please do like, share and subscribe. Yes, Nishrag, I'm really sorry for being 10 minutes late. Okay. Yes, a very happy good evening. I am good, so I'm happy that you're back. Okay, so today is Ashtami. Wow, okay. Yes, so let's start without any further delay because Nishrag is very eager and anxious. So let's not waste his time. Fine. So I'm not solving EC questions, so I'm not solving previous year questions. I'm neither solving possible questions, but I'm going to solve critical thinking questions, questions which are out of today's content, you can say, or somewhere related, but exactly we have not read this. So can questions come of this sort? Yes, it can come. So we'll make ourselves very knowledgeable about this area also, so that we do not give any chance for the NEET exam paper to lose any mark, right? So we keep ourselves updated even with the critical thinking questions. So I'm planning to do this critical thinking session for every 2 chapters together. So Monday we will do it for body fluids and your excretion. Okay? Yes, so let's go in. So today we're going to talk about digestion and breathing. So I have 10 questions from each of the chapter. So let's see if you can answer these questions for me. Yes, the level of these questions are high, but I just want to give you an idea. Okay? Yes, so here we move forward. So get ready. So I want to tell you once again, so we are having a Menti on 27th. So that is Wednesday. So we are going to play in all the 5 chapters. So you have 30 questions. So 6 questions from each chapter. So please join me for the same Menti at 5:15 p.m. on Tuesday. So very soon you will be getting the Menti code. Okay? Yeah. So digestion and absorption. So before we solve the question, so the tricky part in digestion and absorption are the enzymes, right? So you even know how the structure, how the passage of alimentary canal is. So the tricky things in digestion are the ducts. So then you have the splinters. Then you have the enzymes, right? So the enzymes are very confusing, ma'am. You're always available for Menti? Yes, thank you. Ma'am, the enzymes are always confusing. Maltase, nuclease, which is where it's very confusing. But let me tell you, the more the things are confusing, the more important it is. So it is directly proportional to it. So Stenson's duct comes in your salivary glands. Yes, so your ducts come in your glands, right? Fine. So you have to remember that the majority of the enzymes are concentrated in the pancreatic juice and then in the intestine. So especially in the small intestine. So pancreatic juice has 6 enzymes, okay, in the inactive form. The moment they reach the duodenum, they get activated. So please never forget those 6 enzymes of the pancreatic juice. So can you name the 6 enzymes of the pancreatic juice before we go into the questions? So the first enzyme will be your trypsinogen. So whenever it ends in nogen, it is the inactive form. Fine. So you have trypsinogen. So chymotrypsinogen. So then we have procarboxypeptidase. So then we have lipases, amylases and nucleases, right? So these are the 6 juices of the pancreatic enzymes, and they are secreted in the inactive form and they get activated in your intestine. The moment they enter the duodenum, they get activated. Yes, you're right. So your trypsinogen is converted into trypsin in the presence of enterokinase. So enterokinase is secreted by the mucous cells and also by the Brunner's gland. So then the trypsin activates the other inactive enzymes of the pancreatic juice. Fine. So this portion is where you're supposed to concentrate. So now let's move forward and talk about the questions. Right? Ready? Yes. So here we go. So question 1 of the day. Consider the following 4 statements about the function of the stomach. Right? absorption of water, simple sugars and alcohol, digestion of protein, collagen, absorption of vitamin B12. Then you have maltose of the bolus is digested into glucose and finally absorbed. So when it is called as bolus, when it is mixed with the salivary enzyme, so salivary mucus, so it is called as bolus, right? So consider the following 4 statements about the function of the stomach. So these are the 4 statements, right? So which 2 of the above functions of the stomach are true? So this gives us a true clue that out of the 4 statements, the 2 are only true. So which of the 2 is true? So that is what I want. Yes. Can you think and give me the answer? Yes, can you think and give me the answer? Yes, ma'am. A very, very happy good evening. So sorry I missed your message. A very, very happy good evening. So thank you so much for joining my lecture today. So please do like, share and subscribe. Okay, hi Praveen. So you say question series is more better than theory. So please do question series for NEET. Okay, your suggestions are taken. No issues. Fine. So Nishrak says option 1 is right. So stomach helps in the absorption of water, simple sugars and alcohol. So absorption happens in the stomach, Nishrak. So you mean to say absorption happens in the stomach? Doesn't absorption happen with the small intestine? So your digestion ends in small intestine and that's where your absorption happens, right? So how can you say this happens in the stomach? So digestion of protein, collagen. So you say 1 and 3 is right. So absorption of vitamin B12 is right because of the intrinsic factor that is secreted by your oxyntic cells, right? So 3 is right. But do you think 1 is right, Nishra? In NCERT, first statement is given, okay. So absorption of water, simple sugar and alcohol by the stomach. Yes. Okay, so that is your justification. So your answer, yes, so you were right. So I just want to cross check how strong you are. So that is how the students have a doubt, right? So, but your option 2 is also right because you have your pepsin, right? So pepsin breaks down the protein. So option 2 is also right, okay? So which 2 of the above functions of the stomach are true? So this is given to confuse you. If only 2 are right, then all the options cannot come into picture, right? So here the right statement will be 1, 2 and 3. Okay, but this happens in the intestine. So it does not happen in the stomach. So the right answer is here. I learned NCERT lines. Oh, very good. So that's wonderful. So 1, 2 and 3. So all the 3 statements are right. Okay, Nishra? Yes. So good. So let's go into the second question. So let's see how is the second question. So after digestion, the passively observable substance is glucose, galactose, fructose or amino acid. Yes, Nishra, what is the answer? Yes. So after digestion, the passively observable substance, so absorption happens by 4 ways, right? So sorry, 3 ways. So active, passive, and in passive you also have diffusion. So here the right answer is galactose. So after digestion, the passively observable substance is galactose. So option 2 for the first question, yes, I agree. So here option, okay, so I guess you're still talking about the first question. So can I have the answer for the second question, Nishra? Yes. Yes, you're absolutely right. So the passively observable substance is fructose. So usually students have a confusion between glucose and fructose. But glucose is actively observed, glucose, amino acid and sodium. But fructose is passively observed. Okay? Yes, I appreciate your level of understanding, Nishra. Very good. Okay. So we are done with question 2. So now let's move forward to question number 3. So select the correct combination with respect to organs, tissue layer and their respective glands, okay? Facilitated diffusion and fructose, yes. So facilitated diffusion is a type of passive transport. Yes, you're absolutely right. Yeah, so I want you to select the correct combination with respect to the organs, tissue layer and their respective glands. So stomach, submucosa, digestive glands. Duodenum, submucosa, Brunner's gland. Jejunum, mucosa, Brunner's gland. So ileum, fibrosa, Argent-Tafton cells. Yes. So the organ should be right. So the tissue should be right. And the layer in which their gland is present should be right. So which is right? Yes. So the duodenum in the submucosal layer has the Brunner's gland. That is an absolutely easy question, right? But yes, so this is how the questions can come sometimes. So we expect straightforward questions. We will solve previous year questions, but there are chances that questions of these types can also come. Okay? Yes, fine. So the right answer is option 2. So moving forward, so question 4. If there is overactivity of vagus nerve, then what? So vagus nerve is your 10th cranial nerve. It is the 10th cranial nerve. So if you have a question like this, if there is overactivity of the 10th cranial nerve, that is the vagus nerve, then what happens? Protein digestion is affected, right? Gastric secretion will decrease. Peristaltic movement of the stomach will decrease, and gastric ulcer can occur. So you think these are important questions from NEET point of view? Yes, yes. Thank you. So you like my level of questions? Okay. So yes, so what can be the possible answer? So if the vagus nerve is overactive, if it is a pro, so then which of the following can happen? Yes, yes, absolutely right. Gastric ulcer can occur, but can you give me a reason why did you choose gastric ulcer can occur? So your answer is right. So the right option is option D. So I agree with you, but why did you arrive at this answer, Nusrat? So how did you know gastric ulcer can occur? So the reason behind, if your vagus nerve is overactive or if it's a pro, it induces the secretion of more of your gastric juices. So therefore it becomes more hydrochloric, right? It becomes acidic. So because of which the passage becomes eroded. So that leads to gastric ulcer, right? So option D is right. Yes, good. So question number 5. So which of the following enzyme is involved in the digestion of the protein keratin? Pepsin, trypsin, chymotrypsin? It cannot be digested in the human body. Yes, what would be your answer? Yes. So which of the following enzyme is involved in the digestion of protein keratin? So keratin is a protein that is present in your hair, your nails, and in your dead cells, right? So which of the following enzymes? So pepsin is an enzyme in the stomach. So trypsin is present in your pancreatic juice, which is activated in the intestine. So then you have chymotrypsin. Then it cannot be digested in the human body. Wow, Nusrat, so that was an absolutely right answer. Yes, your body cannot digest keratin. So it's absolutely right. It cannot be digested in the human body. Good. Great. So we go to question number 6. Okay, the question seems pretty big, so let's go through. So water is observed in the jejunum, ileum and colon and excreted in the fecus. Arrange these in order of the amount of water observed or excreted from the greatest to the smallest. So which can observe water to the maximum, then to the least. So I want in the order of greatest to the smallest. So which would be the right answer? So what happened when we swallow hair by chance? It is not digested, so it comes out as such. It is excreted as such. Okay, Nashra? Yes, come on, quick. So water is observed in the jejunum, ileum and colon. So in the 3 parts of the large intestine, and then it's excreted out. So I want it in the order which observes maximum water to the least water. Yes, can you give me the order? Quick. Yes, can you give me the order? Yes. Option 2. So jejunum observes maximum water, ileum, colon and fecus. So that is the right, so that is the option that you have chosen. But the right answer is from the greatest to the smallest. So arrange these in the order of amount of water observed or excreted from the greatest to the smallest. So from greatest to the smallest is fecus, colon, ileum and jejunum, right? So jejunum is not a highly coiled portion. Ileum is the highly coiled portion. So that is where to some extent the absorption increases. But the least is jejunum. So Nishrag, make a note. So this is the right answer. So fecus, colon, ileum, jejunum. Yes, yes, it's okay. So this is the order. So please make a note of it. Fine. So here we go to question number 7. So we are solving it very quickly. Good. So you read it the other way. That's fine. It's completely fine. So activation of chymotrypsinogen into chymotrypsin is caused by enterokinase, enteropeptidase, trypsin or pepsin. Yes, it is an easy question. It's a straightforward one. So, but still students make a mistake. So the moment they see this, they click enterokinase. But what is the right answer here, Nishra? Yes, it's an easy question. It's not a tough one, right? Yes, come on. So activation of chymotrypsinogen to chymotrypsin, it is done by trypsin. So first trypsin is activated, which in turn activates all other enzymes of the pancreatic juice, right? Yes, very good. So the right answer is option 3. So moving on to question 8. So the ductus choledochus contains splinter of Boyden, which helps in the emptying of gallbladder, filling of pancreatic juice, filling of gallbladder, filling of sulcus entericus. So read the question. So the ductus, so we are talking about the duct choledochus. It contains the splinter of Boyden. So we have also read splinter of Boyden somewhere, right? Which helps in. So they have reframed the name of the duct, okay? But they have given you the splinter. So splinter of Boyden is present in the common bile duct, right? Yes. So now which of the answer suits properly? It helps in the emptying of gallbladder, or it helps in the filling of pancreatic juice, filling of gallbladder and filling of sulcus entericus. Yes, what is the right option? Yes, Nishrat? So what do you think would be the right answer here? Yes. So let's see what I think. Option 3, filling of gallbladder. Yes, you're absolutely right. So where is the splinter of Boyden? So we have the liver. So the duct from the liver is called as the hepatic duct. So we have the gallbladder. So this is called as the bile duct. Right? So together they join and this is called as the common bile duct. Fine. So here we have a splinter. So that is the splinter of Boyden. So from the liver it comes and it can go to fill the gallbladder like this. Yes. So this is okay. So sorry, this is the cystic duct. I'm really sorry. Yeah, it's not the bile duct, so it is the cystic duct, right? So the bile comes from the liver and it goes into the gallbladder for storage. So here the right answer is option 3, that is filling of gallbladder. Yes, very good. So question 9, so the last before question in digestion. So digestive juice added into the duodenum through the splinter of OD is or are gastric juice, bile juice, pancreatic juice, sulcus entericus. The digestive juice added into the duodenum along or through the splinter of OD is what? Gastric juice, bile juice, pancreatic juice or sulcus entericus. Yes, Nishra, what is your answer? Yeah. So I have the options displayed. So can you tell me what is the right answer? So what is added into the duodenum through the splinter of OD? Yes, so it is C and D. No, I guess you saw only these two. The options are here. No, it is not only pancreatic juice. So it is both pancreatic juice and bile juice, right? Yes, yes, I was right. How? So Lokesh Raja says option 1. No. So welcome Lokesh Raja. So thank you for joining my session. But the right answer is option C. Okay. So let me tell you how. So we have the gallbladder here. So we have the liver. So we have the duct from the liver and we have the duct from the gallbladder. So we have the bile juice here, right? So if I have the pancreas here, the pancreatic duct joins like this. and finally together it opens into the duodenum. So you have both the bile juice as well as the pancreatic juice opening into the duodenum through the splinter of Oddi. So the right answer here is both pancreatic juice as well as bile juice. Okay? Yes. So question 10, here we go, the last question in digestion. Sodium glycocholate and sodium taurochlorate are the sodium salts of cholic acid, right? So mark the incorrect one regarding them. They cause emulsification of fat, increase lipase activity, also help in the absorption of fat products, inorganic in nature. So let me tell you, sodium glycocholate and sodium taurochlorate are the bile salts. So bile consists of bile salts, bile pigments, cholesterol and no enzyme, right? So these two are the bile salts, okay? Yes, now can you give me the answer so that I have given a clue? So now can you try giving me the answer? What do you think would be the answer? Yes, quick. Option 4, it is inorganic in nature. So don't bile help in the emulsification of fat, Nishrag? So why is option 1 wrong then? Sorry, okay, so you have to talk about the incorrect one. So you're right, because this is right, this is right, this is right, only this is incorrect. Okay, so I read the question as which of the following is correct. Yes, you're absolutely right. So it is a cholic acid. So it is a carboxylic acid, so it has to have a carbon. So it is inorganic in nature is incorrect. You're absolutely right. So please note down, sodium glycocholate and sodium taurochlorate are bile salts. Fine. So with this, we are done with digestion. So I guess I have given you an idea of the different set of questions that can also come. So that is the critical level of questions. So now we move to the next chapter, that is breathing and exchange of gas. So let's move forward. So what is tough in breathing and exchange of gas are the definitions, right? So the definitions are the major chunk. Okay, so you're feeling so happy and you're enjoying the session with me. So thank you. The pleasure is mine. So I wish I could engage you like this every day. So I'll bring a lot of questions. So now this is giving me a lot of enthusiasm that a student is so excited solving questions. Yes, I'm really happy. So I will bring a lot of questionnaire sessions like this for you, Nishra. Yes. So breathing and exchange of gas, so what is TAF's definition? So that is the major chunk, right? So which gives us a lot of irritation in this chapter. But what are the definitions? So we have tidal volume, so we have inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume, so we have residual volume. So these are the four volumes. So then we have capacities. So we have inspiratory capacity, expiratory capacity, functional residual capacity. So we have vital capacity and total lung capacity. So total lung capacity is vital capacity plus the residual volume, right? So vital capacity is nothing but your tidal volume plus IRV plus ERV, right? Respiratory volumes and capacities are a bit confusing, no worries, okay? So you have 4 volumes, right? So your capacities are measured in volumes, okay? So 4 volumes we have. So tidal volume is the normal breathing. So normally we are breathing. So though we are not aware of our breathing, but we are breathing, right? So that is tidal volume, fine? So inspiratory reserve volume, how much extra you can inhale. That is inspiratory reserve volume. Expiratory reserve volume is how much extra you can exhale, okay? And how much ever you exhale, you have some portion always left inside your lungs, that is residual volume. So what is the example I told you to remember for residual volume? Suppose if your mom is transferring a packet of oil into a jar, so how much ever she tries to, some amount of oil always remains on the packet, right? So that is residual volume. Fine? Yes? So the volumes are clear. So now we are coming to capacities. So always capacities are measured in terms of volumes. So first is inspiratory capacity. Suppose if you think, what is my capacity to do? I am supposed to solve 100 questions, but what is my exactly residual volume cannot be measured by spirometer, you're right. So suppose if I'm supposed to solve 100 questions, but what is my exact capacity? Say my capacity is to solve 250 questions, right? So I am much capable, right? But I should be able to do the minimum at least. So here inspiratory capacity is how much normally you can inhale and how much extra you can inhale, right? So inspiratory capacity is tidal volume, because in tidal volume you inhale normally, and then you also can count the inspiratory reserve volume. So expiratory reserve volume is tidal volume plus expiratory reserve volume. So functional residual capacity is residual volume plus expiratory reserve volume, right? So the more you revise, the more easier it becomes. So leave off your tension, it's really fine. And you can measure this with the help of an instrument called a spirometer, okay? So now let's move forward. So actually when I was discussing the chapter of breathing, I never discussed the regulation of breathing. So who regulates the breathing? So you have a respiratory center in the medulla. So you have a respiratory center and this is present in the medulla oblongata. So this takes care of your normal breathing. Fine? Yes. So apart from this, you also have pneumotaxic center. So this is present in pons. So this controls inspiration. So this controls inspiration or inhaling capacity. So very close to the pneumotaxic center, you have the chemosensitive area. So this chemosensitive area is very sensitive to carbon dioxide. So it is very sensitive to carbon dioxide and H+ ions. So whenever there is more carbon dioxide and H+ ions, this chemosensitive area will get activated, which in turn will activate the pneumotaxic center to regulate the breathing. Okay, so if there is more carbon dioxide, then inhalation should happen, right? So when this is high, this will activate the pneumotaxic center so that inspiration is turned on, right? Okay, so this is one portion that I didn't discuss, so I am discussing it right now. So now we go to the set of 10 questions, okay? So now here we go. So which of the following can alter respiratory mechanism? Pneumotaxic center of the pons, chemosensitive area of the pons, chemosensitive area of medulla, or both 1 and 3. So which can alter respiratory mechanism? Yes? Quick? Yes, Nishrag, what is your try into this question? Yes? So what do you think the answer would be? So option 1, 4 is right. So pneumotaxic center of the pons and the chemosensitive area of the medulla. Absolutely right. So just now I explained. So when we have more amount of carbon dioxide and more amount of H+, so this in turn activates the chemosensitive area, which further activates the pneumotaxic center, right? Yes, you're absolutely right. Option 4 is the right answer. So question 2, in which of the following diseases inflammation does not occur? So though I have not done physiological disorders, but let's try. So in which of the following diseases inflammation does not occur? Bronchitis, pneumonia, emphysema, all of these. So in which of the following disease inflammation does not occur? Yes, what is your take in this question, Nishrag? Yes, try your best. Yes, quick. Yes, Nishrag, come on. Emphysema, absolutely right. So what happens in bronchitis? So bronchitis is the inflammation of the bronchi. So this is the inflammation of the bronchi. So what is pneumonia? So what is emphysema and what is pneumonia? So what is the difference between the two? Yes, Nishra. So what is pneumonia? What happens in pneumonia? So pneumonia is lung infection, right? But where exactly the infection happens? So bronchitis is inflammation of bronchi, it is understood. So pneumonia. So pneumonia is the inflammation of what? It's an infection of lungs. Okay, so again you have the bronchioles getting inflated here. But emphysema is the thickening of your alveoli, right? So here your alveoli gets damaged. Your alveolar wall gets damaged and it is not inflammation. So the right answer here is option 3. Absolutely right. So we go to question 3. So partial pressure of oxygen in the oxygenated blood is 95 when partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mmHg in the deoxygenated blood. So I have various options. So you can go through them and you can give me the answer. So partial pressure of oxygen in the oxygenated blood is 95. So I am giving you the value of the partial pressure of oxygen in the oxygenated blood. So this is 95. At what condition? At what condition? So partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mmHg in deoxygenated blood, or the partial pressure of oxygen is 40 mmHg in tissues. So partial pressure of oxygen is 116 mmHg in atmospheric air, or partial pressure of oxygen is 104 mmHg in the alveoli. Under what condition the partial pressure of oxygen is 95? So question 3, fourth option, yes, absolutely right. So the partial pressure of oxygen in oxygenated blood is 95 when in the alveoli it is 104. Yes, absolutely true. So this is a direct question based on your tableau column in NCERT, right? Okay, very good. So here we go to question 4. So select the correct statement for me. So I have 4 statements. So inspiration can occur if the pressure within the lungs is less than the atmospheric pressure. So inspiration is taking in oxygen. So pressure within the lungs is less than the atmospheric pressure. So the intrapulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. So it moves from higher concentration to lower concentration. So that is the meaning of statement 1. So option 2, expiration can occur if the intrapulmonary pressure is less than the atmospheric pressure. So this is to throw out carbon dioxide. So here the intrapulmonary pressure should be greater than the atmospheric pressure. Only then from higher concentration to lower concentration it can move. Positive pressure in the lungs with respect to the atmospheric pressure leads to inspiration. Okay, so positive pressure, fine. So inspiration can occur if the intrapulmonary pressure is equal to the atmospheric pressure. So option 1 is right, you're absolutely right. So this is how it happens, right? From higher concentration to lower concentration. So this is not positive pressure, it has to be negative pressure because the pressure inside the lungs is less, right? Okay, so absolutely right, you have selected the correct statement. Question 5. At what partial pressure of oxygen 50% of the hemoglobin molecules of the RBC get saturated under normal condition? So what is the partial pressure of oxygen? 50% saturation happens with the hemoglobin in the RBC. Yes. What is your answer for question number 5, Nishra? Yes. So at what partial pressure of oxygen 50% of the hemoglobin molecules of the RBCs get saturated under normal conditions? Quick. Yes, question 5. So can I give you the answer? Okay, confused between 1 and 4. So you think option 1, but the answer is 2. So you have 27 to 30 mmHg. That is the partial pressure of oxygen where 50%. So I guess you're talking about 100%, but it is only 50% that I am asking you. So that is from 27 to 30 mmHg. So please have a note in this. So this is the question that you have made a mistake. So long you have been giving me the right answer. So please go through this once again. So question 6. The following respiratory capacities cannot be measured by simple spirometer directly. So I guess you have already given me the answer for this. Yes. Yes. Can you tell me the right answer from the given options now? So the following pulmonary capacities cannot be measured by simple spirometer directly. So which is that? Inspiratory capacity, functional residual capacity, total lung capacity, or both 2 and 3. So you say option 2, but it is both 2 and 3. Even the total lung capacity cannot be measured, because for the total lung capacity, what is it? It is vital capacity plus the residual volume. We cannot measure this. So this is also not measurable, right? So it is option 4. Of course, 3 cannot also be measured, because total lung capacity is vital capacity plus residual volume, right? So it is option D. Okay, Nashia? So please take a note of this question as well. Yes. So question 7. At a particular pressure difference, the diffusion of carbon dioxide is 20 times faster than oxygen, 40 times faster than nitrogen, 2 times faster than oxygen, 8 times faster than nitrogen. So I guess this is again a line from NCERT. So what is the affinity of carbon dioxide to hemoglobin compared to the affinity of oxygen and hemoglobin? Yes, quick. Yes, Nishrag. Option A, it is 20 times faster than, okay, oh sorry, I have it here. So I'm really sorry, I have the options here. Yes. So now what is your option, Nishrag? Sorry, I just showed you the statements. So I am showing you the options right now. So I guess now you have time to choose between the options. Yes. Quick. Yes, Nishrag. So sorry, first I showed you only the statements. So now what do you think the option is? So 20 times faster than oxygen, and it is 40 times faster than nitrogen. So we know it is 20 times faster than oxygen. This is right. But it is 40 times faster than nitrogen, not 8 times. Okay. So that is where you have made a mistake. That's fine. So question 8. Gaseous exchange does not occur in lungs, alveoli, alveolar ducts, terminal bronchioles, respiratory bronchioles. Yes. So question 8. So gaseous exchange does not occur in lung alveoli, alveolar ducts, terminal bronchioles, and respiratory bronchioles. So gaseous exchange does not occur where? Yes, Nishrag, this is again an easy question, so I don't think you will make a mistake in this question. Yes, give your best. Nitrogen, you don't know? That's okay. That's completely fine. So you say option 3, terminal bronchioles. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Because alveoli are the sites of gaseous exchange. So alveoli is associated with alveolar ducts. And yes, obviously it is the terminal bronchioles which opens further into the alveoli. Good. So question 9. If the pneumotaxic signals are weak, complete filling of the lungs is not possible. Breathing rate becomes slow. Inspiration takes less time period. Expiration takes more time period. So if the pneumotaxic signals which is present in the pons variouli are weak, then which of the following is tend to happen? Yes, complete filling of the lungs is not possible. Breathing rate becomes slow. So inspiration takes less time period. Expiration takes more time period. Yes, which of the following is right here? Yes. So this is last before question, you can say. Option 2 is right. So breathing rate becomes slow. Exactly. Because this is responsible for breathing, right? So this is responsible for inhaling, right? So you're going to inhale more oxygen with the help of your pneumotaxic signals. If that is weak, then the breathing rate becomes slow because you're not able to take in more oxygen. Absolutely right. So question 10, the last question for the evening. So orthoponia is painful breathing, rapid breathing, slower breathing, or difficult breathing in the horizontal position. So, ortho, yes, any idea? Yes. Question 10, yes, Nishra, what do you think would be the possible answer? Yes, any guess for the last question? So I guess out of 20, so you got it, you got 18 right. So you were confused with only 2 questions. So I'm completely happy with your understanding. You're absolutely good. So yes, it is difficulty breathing in the horizontal position. So sometimes when a person lies down, they have difficulty in breathing. That is horizontal position, right? So when you stand, that is vertical position. Absolutely right. So option 4 is what orthonorpia is. Perfectly right. So I guess I have given you a flavor of the critical thinking questions in digestion and breathing. So on Monday, we'll be discussing critical thinking questions from body fluids and excretion. So I would request you, so please join for the questionnaire section live. So if you have any doubt, if you're not able to approach the question, I would be able to help you. So never miss question sessions online or live, because that's very important. So that is where you learn. Okay. So this is my last slide. So once again, please join for my mentee. Yes, they are amazing questions. Thank you, Nishrat. Thank you. So please join for my mentee quiz on 27th. So it's going to be again very interesting, and it's going to be pretty easy because it's the first mentee for the new beginning series. So it's going to be pretty easy. So don't forget to join me on 27th, 5:15 p.m. Okay. So if you genuinely like my way of teaching, so please do like, share, and subscribe. So have a great weekend ahead. So don't stress yourself, but study in a very, very casual manner, in a very, very jolly manner, in a very passionate manner. So I'll meet you on Monday at 5:15 p.m. with more critical thinking questions from body fluids and excretion. So until then, have a great evening. So this is me signing off. So take care and bye.